What's going on? Who are we talking to? Who can we expect to be in contact with? This is just not giving me the warm fuzzies. It does not make me want to drop a huge bag to these strangers on the internet. Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about a boss babe who, excuse my dog baby girl, you guys probably haven't seen a lot from her in the past few years. She's old and she's angry. This gal pal is an MLMer turned master resell rights boss babe.
Round one, fight!
Real shock how a lot of the top boss babes from multiple MLMs, Q Sciences and Itworks are like some of the most that I've seen. How funny is it that they went from multi-level marketing to master resell rights, which how has master resell rights not been shut down yet is a mystery to me. Anyway, this gal pal went from Q Sciences, they do health and wellness, to master resell rights. And she has her own little course through master resell rights that she is toting the line for. Now, when I found this and I was taking notes for it originally, it was in the pre-launch stage. Look at this. It was in pre-launch, but you could still buy it and sell it to other people, even though it's in pre-launch. I'm actually so bewildered. Master resell rights seems like one of the scuzziest, dirtiest, but easiest scammy schemy scams out there. And these social media platforms, I've seen it on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and they all allow these people to be on it. That's not straight. There we go, fix that. And a lot of these master resell rights people, especially if they came from MLM, they spend a lot of time in their posts making sure that you know it's not MLM, because MLM is not that big. MRR is now that big. And we don't know MLM. We don't know her. Like, they love to distance themselves from that, just like how when they were in MLM, they love to try to distance themselves from being pyramid schemes. That is something that all the super MLM Hun defenders have had to deal with, is distancing themselves from being a pyramid scheme. Now, MRR ex-MLM Huns want to distance themselves from multi-level marketing, which is hilarious to me, because these are some of these people that went from the company that I was with were people who, just like me, said we were lifers. How did that work out? It didn't. Isn't that funny? Just a brief overview, if you're not familiar with master resell rights, if you see people talk, especially people who are in MLM, talking about selling a course, and it's like hundreds of dollars, like minimum like $300, you should go to their links and see if it's MRR, like just the letters. It'll probably be there somewhere. You should look into that and you should be wary, because chances are it's not a course they designed themselves. Okay, and I am going to use this girl's name in this video, and normally I don't do that with these boss babe videos because I want you guys to stick to what's being said, the manipulation tactics specifically that the distributors employ. But for this special circumstance, I don't think avoiding the name is going to do much, because I have to talk about this particular website. So her name is Brittany Hitch. So let me get this disclaimer out of the way. Do not go interact with her in any capacity. Leave her alone. If you got something to say, go ahead and say it in the comments. We're not going to sit here and pick on people's appearances and how someone's hair sucks. We don't care. We are not going to do that here. But feel free to discuss your opinions about what you were finding on this website and her content in general in the comments. Just please try to keep it respectful and keep it on point to the things that I like to talk about on my channel. I'm saying that like I'm a dictator, but like I don't like to sit here and be like, her makeup sucks and she looks ugly and her voice is annoying, like, and just go on and on about that. Like, let's try to focus on master resell rights and being a serial MLMer and the MLM to MRR pipeline. Now that's the third time I had to say that. You try. Murmur is what I kept saying. So the website is called thedigitalcourse.com, and something that I thought was weird about this website was actually not the prices. I'm a little alarmed at how desensitized I am to people who are perceived by the outside as being scammy, and their numbers being high and ridiculous not being a red flag anymore. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But what doesn't make sense to me is paying $300 sometimes, and $300 seems to be like the usual with MRR, and it goes up from there. And you're getting a digital course. From what I've seen, you're not getting any physical anything. I do want to put this part in here though, before any sad MRR huns come for me from the digital course. They do have something where they offer tchotchkes, and that is on top of buying the course. You can join something called The Collective, which is quite a name, and you can get down here where you'll see number 4, VIP access to our yearly in-person event plus exclusive swag. I'm sure it's super high quality, trying to fill out the shoes that they wore in MLM. And it's a little hard for me to believe that the things in those courses are actually worth that price point, because I have, you tell me if you have seen. I do like to take the time to give anecdotal evidence a moment of consideration, because I personally have never seen someone who just uses MRR and doesn't sell it be successful and say that MRR was like what helped them become successful with their online marketing gig. This might be obvious to say, but the multi-level marketing huns, I feel like, are already predisposed to a degree to being susceptible to master resell rights, especially if they see one of the top huns in their MLM leave and go to master resell rights, decided to leave and take them with them or not. They could have had no influence. But if you see a top boss babe with big influence go somewhere completely different, like outside of MLM, because it's so different, you're probably going to be watching what they're doing, and you're probably going to be influenced and predisposed to joining whatever that opportunity is. So it's odd to me that they can charge 3 figures for something that I can't see any proof for on the website. I cannot see any proof from these social media boss babes pages, from the website itself, that would lead me personally to feel secure spending that amount of money on a digital course. Like, I'm not even sure what proof I would need, because my critical thinking has set in, that would even convince me to buy master resell rights, because I would wager that you can actually find any of that information on the internet. Granted, it might be a little hard to find it all. You might need to seek out some colleagues to go find that specific information. What I want to spotlight, instead of spotlighting master resell rights, I think there are other anti-MLM creators who can explain that better than I. But something I want to spotlight is in the terms and conditions. There's a section called Governing Law. This agreement shall be governed by and construed in accordance Florida law. I am not the only person to mess up grammar. I misspeak all the time. I slur my words, and I've been sober for over a year. But I'm not writing something and expecting people to pay hundreds of dollars for it when it's chock full of grammatical errors. I'm going to read it again because this was a shock to me. Let me pull my mic closer. Is that better? This agreement shall be governed by and construed in accordance Florida law, not in accordance to Florida law, in accordance with Florida law. We will be abiding by Florida law. None of those things here. It's just in accordance Florida law. I wonder if they're not having an editor or somebody look over this, like no one gave this a looks over. Did they just hand the reins to one of these gal pals? Also, she's not the only one. There are other gal pals doing the digital course. I think a better sentence would have been, this agreement is governed by and will be followed in accordance with Florida law. I think that would have been better. I don't know. I'm just like a nobody reading this, but like I'm not asking you to spend $100. Like, that's just my input, and I usually don't like to harp on people's grammar because it is fucking annoying. But I think when you were expecting people to pay this large of a sum of money, let's do a grammar check on the website. Or do you think no one's reading this? They probably are banking on that people aren't doing any research. The other grammar error I wanted to point out was they say on seller here, and on what You couldn't put a space. Get it together. I don't know if they'll watch this website, but please get it together. Like, I know I am not a professional graphic designer or anything, and I don't make the best graphics or anything. Right off the bat, when this was in pre-launch, it was already creating an endless chain. Like, the idea was an endless chain because it hasn't even technically launched yet. It wasn't the hard launch, but you could buy it and sell it and buy it and sell it and buy it and sell it endlessly down the line. Something else that's interesting is she is promising regional in-person events. And I think that is hilarious because she's making this promise while the digital course is already in pre-launch. Like, it hasn't even technically launched yet, and they're just promises on promises on promise, and the endless chain is already being created. And to me, it comes off as just a hype tactic. The pre-launch, give me a break before they hike it up a couple extra $100. That's all that means to me. And having paid for the digital course, I don't think that the travel to any of these regional events is going to be included, is it? It's just going to get you like initial access, but there could be ticket fees for any kind of event they throw. You'll have to travel there. You'll probably have to feed yourself. That's what I'm led to believe because this girl was in Q Sciences before, and this is typically how MLMs function. Now, sometimes they do actually pay for your airfare or hotels or food for a certain amount of time, stuff like that. It does happen. It's rare. It's rare, but it does happen. But I wouldn't assume that these girlies are going to have that kind of bank to roll out, and I don't think the official master resell rights is going to be paying for it either. And here's a sticker shock for you. When I was initially taking these notes, the pre-launch was for $497. Yeah, non-refundable. Yeah, so cheap asses like me probably wouldn't buy it. And what's funny, just looking over this website, it's just like how on MLM websites, you see the start now buttons all over, like they are really, really needy. Start now, 1, 2, 3, and then there's learn more buttons, and then a 6th start now at the bottom. That is so pathetic and desperate to me that you have to put start now all over the place. What's also misleading to me is the fact that looking around on the website now, you can't even see how much, like you have to start and make an account to see how much it's going to cost you now. They're not even going to advertise it on the website. Really building trust, guys. Isn't that something that you should have learned in MLM, is building trust and being transparent and being real? This isn't very any of those things. And there's a section that says the answers. And do you think the price point is discussed anywhere on here? Because it's not. And they give you little blurbs. So how do I make 100% profit? This is what Master Resell Rights means. When you purchase this product, not only will you benefit from the robust digital marketing course, you will also own the course in and of itself and be able to sell it for 100% profit. That means that anytime someone purchases this course from you, the purchase money goes directly to you, not to a third party. I was hoping for a little bit more detail than a couple sentences, but we're not going to get that here because who cares? Further down on this page, you will see the modules included in this training course. You will receive the course itself, a free community of like-minded business owners of all experience levels ready to help, and of course, access to myself if you have any questions. Who's myself? We just saw a bunch of people under the Founders tab. Myself, what are they? Are they like the Holy Trinity? And then there's just God the Father, and then there's the others? What's going on? Who are we talking to? Who can we expect to be in contact with? This is just not giving me the warm fuzzies. It does not make me want to drop a huge bag to these strangers on the internet. Do I have to sell the digital pie? Absolutely not. It is yours if you choose to sell it. But the digital course in itself will teach you how to sell your own product, whatever that may be. This course will teach you high income skills in order to learn how to make money online with whatever your passion might be. Oh, but isn't it crazy? Isn't it wild that a lot of people that I've seen aren't doing Master Resell Rights and their MLM side by side? Now, sure, I can understand that there probably are, or maybe not, because a lot of MLMs don't want competition. And keep in mind, they can terminate your account for whatever reason. Hi, editing me again. Apparently, there is some shite going on between these boss babes and Q Sciences. this girl that I'm focusing on in the company made a post on her Instagram detailing some what I think could be serious allegations. I'm shocked this post is even still up. There are seven different slides, and I'm going to have them here for you if you want to pause to read. That's there for your information. I'm not going to get too into it because I think it can get really dicey, and I don't know the full lore of her and her past history of Q Sciences, but I'm going to put this here. There's some serious stuff that they are talking about, and you can pause to read. Oh, look, and they even have scripts for you to follow, just like an MLM. You could just send the same generic thank you for people who paid you hundreds of dollars, and you can just copy and paste and be completely impersonal while you benefit financially from them. How to sell the roadmap on Etsy? Don't you fuck with Etsy. Don't fuck with Etsy. Please, I love Etsy. This mushroom shirt is from Etsy. This is from Etsy. Not anymore because the seller left the website. But oh my God, please don't sell master resell rights on Etsy. It is not the cesspool that is now Pinterest full of ads. I'm begging. I hope that Etsy doesn't allow this to continue very long. Because when I go on there, I am there specifically for cute cottagecore handmade clothing items or jewelry items or home items, stuff like that. And I know a lot of times you're going to pay a pretty penny, and I'm prepared because that is what I want. And I also would like quality. I don't want to go on Etsy and get a course made from a course mill that was not personalized for me whatsoever the fuck ever and pay hundreds of dollars. There's no love being put into it. Something that I thought was interesting also that I wrote down in my notes is she was saying that everybody needs this course. This one, the one in pre-launch that was $497, and now we don't get to know how much it is unless we sign up and make an account. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to get blocked. I want to be able to see all the juicy other deets, but if you happen to know, please let the class know how much they're currently charging for this course. How can you say something as ridiculous as everybody needing this course if it is priced like that? And need is a stretch, I think. They do give us a general overview though. I don't want to make it sound like they're not telling us anything, but it's certainly not specific enough for what they're asking us to spend. One of the things that they're saying that you're going to get in Master Resell Rights is you're going to get live audits. Now, I did jump on, and they mean social media audits. I did jump on a Monat Huns live, and she was doing free like mini audits, and I was like, well, let me see what it's about. I think this was before I even knew what Master Resell Rights was, but she also does content creation help kind of a thing. Anyway, she was very nice, very kind, and she was the one who suggested that I put anti-MLM on that part of my bio so that when my name pops up, people know what's up. She's the one who suggested that to me, and I was like, well, okay, that is some good advice. But I didn't need to buy a course for that. You see how that works? You see how that works? And I probably could have searched on whatever social media platform that I am looking for, tips for that platform. That is not super secret advice. That is something that you could see successful people doing and also do. I just hopped on to see what this Monat boss babe was up to, and she was kind to me and I was kind to her, and it was a nice exchange, and I was pleasantly surprised that I didn't get blocked off the live. I also wasn't being sassy or stirring the pot, but I didn't get blocked off the live. I didn't argue with her about MLMs, none of that. I don't really see the point a lot of times unless I'm going to make an example of somebody going back and forth about are MLMs unethical. One thing that you'll be getting for free with this, as of what they said in the pre-launch phase, is hooks, social media hooks. You're going to be getting a lot of those. There is a creator on TikTok, and if I can find him, I will put it on the screen, but he put out video after video after video giving us hooks for free, and you can search on any platform or on any platform for a different platform even and find hooks there. You do not need to pay to get something for free. Okay, it's not, you don't need that. I'm not a social media guru by any stretch of the imagination, okay? The algorithm gods rarely favor me, but I also am not a huge social media gal pal. I really can't stand it for the most part. I like to drop in and do what I want when I want. I barely have notifications on my phone because I don't like to feel like everyone is wanting a piece of me all the time. I like to distance myself and feel like I am in control of social media, not it's tempting me like an addiction. The other thing that you're getting for free is the Instagram story templates. In Networks, we used to use the app called Unfold, and they already have templates on there, and you just put whatever blurbs and pictures you want on there. Lots of boss babes still use the same type of apps, and you can even use, I think, Canva. You can find story templates on there as well. And Instagram hasn't come a long way. I feel like we're just like trying to let it die, and it's trying to be relevant, but they have upped their game on stories, and there's a lot of fun stuff you can do on there, and you don't need to pay someone to get this information for free. You can just get it for free in the first place, for free, and go on YouTube, TikTok. Really good, really quick, really easy videos that will give you the information you're looking for. And the last thing I wanted to mention on here is really fun. You will have the rights to this for forever, for life. And I think that's supposed to be some sort of good selling point. I'm hoping that the data for this rolls out really soon. Hopefully per the FTC. One of my favorite places to quote, not that they do enough, but it is kind of what we have right now. Because part of me is theorizing at this point that they know that most people either won't be able to sell this course because it's hundreds of dollars, and they won't be able to do anything with it because what they're offering isn't the secret sauce. And I worry that people in MLMs who have been searching for the secret sauce like I was for 4 years or more are going to be susceptible to joining Master Resell Rights and falling victim to the hype once again, only this time it is with an extremely high ticket price. So what did you guys think about this? Are you really well versed in Master Resell Rights? If you are, please drop your knowledge below, a kind of guide, and your input would be really valuable here. So if you guys like this video, give it a little likesy poo. If you have commentary to share with the class, leave that down below. And if you super like this video, share it with your besties, and make sure you are subscribed so you get to see all of my videos. What did you think of my eyeliner, by the way? Okay, I tried really hard. Anyways, thank you guys again, and I will see you in the next one.